This is part two. So if you go to any of these third world countries to try and find a wife and bring that wife to America, you are going to create the exact same woman that you created here. If you
Yo, what's up, guys? Back again with another video for the Passport Bros. First and foremost, please hit that like, comment, subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. And right into the content. So here we have this lady talking about the men are created the Western women here and created the issues that the women are facing here in the West. Oh my gosh, here we go. The lack of accountability, the dismissiveness, the always blaming for of men for their situation that they themselves put themselves in. Let's not forget, women are the ones, these Western women are the ones who say, I don't need no man. I'm strong and independent. I don't need no man. So if you're strong and independent and you got yourself into this situation where men don't want to be around you, or you got yourself into a situation where men don't want to deal with you, that is of your own doing. That is what a situation that you created for yourself. Take accountability for what you've done and what you've used your power to do for your own self that's led you into the position that you're in now, and accept that, listen, this is of your own doing. Stop trying to place blame on men who have the same rights that you do, have the same power for the most part in America that you do. But they're always trying to avoid accountability. Accountability for these Western women is like kryptonite. It's kryptonite. They can't deal with it. They can't. And that's why this woman is over here trying to blame all men for the situation or the problems of women here in the West, as if men created this, as if men were the ones who forced y'all to say, oh, I'm strong and independent, I don't need no man. No, we did not tell you to do that. Y'all learned that from social media. Y'all learned that from zaddy government. Y'all learned that from all these other sources of media. We have never told y'all to say that. If anything, we told y'all to not say that, and to not disrespect men, and to not tell them you don't need them, because men are going to actually start believing you. And this is what the situation that we're facing now. Men, especially passport bros, believe these women when they say, oh, I don't need no man, I'm strong and independent. And that's why we're leaving. You understand? We're leaving because we're going to find the women that do need a man. We're going to find the women that do want to respect a man, want to appreciate a man, want to love a man in a genuine way. That's why we're leaving. Let's continue the video.
don't know how to adopt the behavior of those men. There's a reason these women are the way that they are. You have to look at how their men treat them. There's a reason they are submissive. There's a reason they don't have a problem staying at home and raising kids. There's a reason why they are submissive to their husbands. But if you go to a third world country and bring this woman in your country and still continue the behavior and the attitude that you had towards your women to her, you are gonna run her out. Most likely, if you go to a country.
See, this woman, she's dismissing so many other factors in this situation. Like, she's saying that basically, oh, if you bring one of these foreign women back to the West, that she will turn into one of these other women as well, and have the same type of ideologies and same type of issues she's going to be bringing into relationship, just like the issues that we face with these women here in the West. But she's not taking into account all these other influences. She's not taking into account the media, the TV shows, the radio, the music. And these are pretty very strong, influences that women would be subject to in the West, that they're not subject to in these other countries. Yes, they have access to certain media in these other countries, but it's not like how we have access to it here in the West. The media is like in overdrive over here, and that's going to influence women's mind. It's the environment in general, and then also you have to take into account the type of people that she's going to be around. Now, if you bring your foreign woman back to the West, which I completely disagree with, and I recommend passport bros do not bring any foreign woman back here to the West. That is not our objective. That is not what we're planning on doing. You're going to keep them in their country so they can stay foreign. Keep them in a good environment. Here in the West, it's a shaky environment. Everything's up in the air. We don't know what's going on. Do not, do not, do not bring them back here to the West, or you will have to suffer the consequences of your own. They're going to change. And that's just what it is, because the environments in which we're subject to, you're trying to bring a good apple to an environment filled with bad apples. We have the media, we have TV shows, we have music, we have all this nonsense that's going to be telling her all the wrong things. And then on top of that, she's going to be influenced by certain friends. She's going to be, you create certain friends or have certain friends around her in the West that are going to be, putting certain bugs in her ear, telling her, why are you doing this for your man? Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you always going home, leaving early for him? They're going to be just start asking her certain questions and just start putting certain influences in her mind that this foreign woman is going to start entertaining certain ideas. She's going to start thinking certain things that she's never thought before. And that's a bad thing. That is the reason why we should not bring them back here to the West. Let's continue.
Anyway, just looking for a wife because they are better than the wife in your country. You are the problem. You are toxic, and most likely you are better, because that means you are not a man enough to learn how to control your women. And when I say control your women, you don't know how to use non-manipulative tactics to get what you want from a woman. Probably can't have a conversation, probably don't want to hear that you have to reason with the person. I don't know, but all I'm saying is, if you go to a different country with the sole purpose of trying to find a husband, a wife, you are a red flag to me and to most African women. Look at African women, most likely they date African men. Why? Not because there isn't like a good American brothers, or there's a lot of great African American brothers, but I'm talking specifically with African like the passport bros. Most even African American women are now looking at dating African men. Why? Because they already understand the assignment. They don't need to make podcasts about, oh, we need a submissive wife, because they know what it takes to get and keep a woman submissive and good. And I'm not talking about control. I'm not talking about bashing, talking down. I'm not talking about any of that. So you need to change your attitude towards women. You need to change your attitude. You need to first learn, like these men that are passport bros, they need to sit down in their country and learn what it takes to be a husband, what it takes really to be a leader in the home, and then start treating their women in the most respectful way, like they are queens, like the way that African men treat their women. I have never seen a toxic culture like African American men. Again, not all of them. The way that they talk about their women, it shocks me. It makes it traumatizing.
Oh man, this lady, she is all over the place, like for real. First thing she said that was just completely wrong. She's saying, oh, men don't know how to control women. Oh, you don't know how to handle the women here in the West. That within itself is where she's wrong. It's not that we don't want to control. It's not that we don't know how to handle them. It's the simple fact, why should we have to? Why should a man come into a relationship dealing with a woman that is supposed to be supportive, that's supposed to be loving, that's supposed to be caring, that's supposed to be respectful, supposed to be appreciative? Why should he then come and have to control her or handle her? Think about the things you have to control and handle in life. These are things that are wild in nature. Wild in nature. You should not come into a relationship dealing with a human being, someone that should be of sound mind, and have to control them or have to handle them. That within itself, it means that you yourself are wild, violent, and a person that does not need to be looking for a relationship. If you are somebody that needs to be handled or quote unquote controlled, you do not need to be looking for a man. You need to be looking for a counselor. You need to be looking for a therapist. You need to be looking for someone who you can talk to and get your demons out, because clearly there's something going on within you internally that's out of control, that you then need to you feel the need to reflect that on the outside, and then you need to compensate for that wildness and that out of control attitude and try to find a man who can try to control you. So that means that that man has to be hyper masculine. He has to be super masculine. He can't just be regular amounts of masculine, just like everybody else. He has to be overly masculine just to compensate for your lack of control, just for your wild nature. What man in the right mind, in a logical mind, somebody who's smart, somebody who knows sense, who's logical, would want to deal with a woman who is uncontrollable, or a woman he has to control, a woman he has to handle? Why would he want to be with a woman like that? Why not just find a woman who's feminine, fit friendly, already comes with respect, already comes with discipline, already comes with honor, already comes with class? Why not just deal with that type of woman instead of dealing with a woman that you have to control as if you're dealing with an? They're not animals, but they're referring to themselves as something that needs to be controlled, something that needs to be handled. What being, what creature do you handle? Or what type of thing do you have to handle? Something that's wild in nature. And then another thing that she was saying was like, oh, the African men, that's why a lot of African American women are dealing with African men. I have not seen that from my own experience. I don't know if you guys have seen that difference, or a lot of African men dating a lot of Western women. I haven't seen that, because a lot of African men who come to the West, who come to America, they're not checking for African American women. They're checking for either African women, or they're going back home to Africa to find their own women, because they understand women here in the West are not it. For lack of a better word, just not it. They're rude, disrespectful. They don't really have much skills, don't really have much discipline. They don't really have much a household mindset of just supporting, serving, and respecting her man. And these African men, they already understand that. I don't know if you guys have seen any different. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you guys have seen a lot of African men dating these Western women, because I have not seen that. I don't see any droves of African men coming to America looking for any Western woman. If anything, it's quite the opposite. These women are looking for African men. But anyways, man, this video, this lady, she's just all over the place. Crazy lady, crazy lady. What do you expect? But anyways, guys, continue to keep getting your passports. Continue to leave women like this behind, and stop dealing with their nonsense. Don't walk, run. Don't run, fly. Don't fly, teleport. Get your passport. Get your passport. Passport bros, we up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, guys.